What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sit Down, Loser. We're watching a movie. My name's Dahlia.
I'm Sky.
I'm Antonio.
And I'm Ketzel.
And we're just four time travelers who watch movies that everyone else has watched, except one of us is a loser who hasn't. Today we're watching a film with a time travel theory that Avengers Endgame called bullshit on. Back to the Future, made in 1985, directed by Robert Zemeckis.
So, why did we pick this, guys?
Why have we done this?
Well, it's definitely regarded as one of the greatest movies of all time.
One of the greatest movies of all time. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's probably one of the most popular time travel movies.
Absolutely. And it's also referenced so much. You cannot watch anything without a Back to the Future reference. It just ain't happening. And this week, our loser is Ketzel. Ketzel has not seen this movie.
Hi, hello, yes. This is a safe space. all the references aside, I have never seen this film. I don't know much about this film. So I'm ready to be wowed. I'm ready to be dazzled. I'm excited. I'm really excited to watch this.
Dude,
I'm
you're
scared.
on thin ice. You're on thin ice.
Okay, there's so...
What do you actually know about the movie, though?
Okay, wait. Before that, can I just say, there's so much writing on this. Like, an entire friendship is writing on whether or not I like this film.
Well, it's not even if you like it or not. You just have to be honest with me. If you don't like it and you're straight up about it, I'll accept it. But if you lie again, like you did with fucking Beetlejuice...
No
dude.
Beetlejuice moments.
Bro, it's a trap.
Okay, but, like, the Beetlejuice...
It's not a trap because Ketzel lied when we watched Beetlejuice. I was like, oh, did you like it? And they were like, yeah, I did. And then...
Here we go.
Come on, guys.
If you don't like it,
we're not
lie
going to
again.
go on that
Just live the rest of your life in, shame.
Okay, but, like, here's the thing. Like, like, sometimes, like, yeah, that was good, but then you really sit with it and you're like, wait a second. I don't know if I like that. I will give you I know that these 16 years of friendship could be broken on my lying or, like, not processing quick enough. I will do what I can to make sure I get those fucking gears a-going, baby. I will process and I will let you know.
And I know that's hard for you.
You heard it here first, folks.
Got him. What do I know about this movie? Okay.
Right.
Woof.
This is...
I can't wait for this. I can't wait.
I feel judged.
You are judged.
Okay, so I know there's a character, Michael J. Fox, Marty McCool guy over here. I know that there's a Doc Brown.
That is right.
That's correct.
He is played by Uncle Fester.
Yes,
that is
also
correct.
In the Addams Family.
Correct.
He's got a fun voice. In terms of plot line, I don't know how they get to this hot tub time machine. I don't know how they meet. I don't know if it's a Rick and Morty situation. I've also not seen Rick and Morty, but it's like, are they relatives? I don't know. They exchanged looks right now when I said I hadn't seen Rick and Morty. I've seen like an episode.
It's okay, I don't watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah, cool.
Wait, but you don't know how they end up in the past at all?
Not at all. I know there's a car.
Do you know the name of the car at the very least?
Two words right now, but I'm not gonna.
What are the two words?
Can I? Do I have permission?
Yeah, go ahead.
Flux capacitor.
Oh, yeah.
That means nothing to me.
Have you ever heard those words in any capacity?
Oh, but it will.
No. I know the car is the DeLorean, the Mandalorian.
There we go. At the very least, you knew that.
That's pretty good.
I like that you had to reach for that, but okay.
The Mandalorian. They're in the hot tub time machine. I don't know any of the plot. I know that, and maybe I'm conflating this with another film. When he goes back in the past, he maybe meets his mom, and his mom's kind of horny for him. Is that correct?
The Terminator.
There is kind of a moment.
Okay, so it's this. I was like, is it the Terminator?
That was funny though. I've never seen the Terminator.
I've never seen the Terminator either. Well. We always find movies to watch. That's literally all I know. I am going in so blind. I don't know anything else about the plot. All I know is that...
Do you know anybody's names?
Marty McFly, the Doc, the DeLorean.
Okay. That's a pretty good start. You're totally going to be, I think, surprised and also maybe, like, excited by what happens in this movie because a whole lot of shit happens probably, like, in the first 20 minutes.
I mean, is there anything I should know going into this, or should I go in blind?
I think it's fine you go in blind because with Beetlejuice, you had so many expectations that were just not correct.
Yeah, that was the downfall with Beetlejuice. I don't have any expectations of this film other than it's a kooky 80s time travel movie. Again, I don't know why they're time traveling. I don't know how we got here, so I don't have many expectations. Let it come.
No, I think that's good. I think that's really good.
I
You
think
don't know anything about
The
it.
biggest thing is, like, is there going to be a nasty boy? Not really.
Okay, good. That was my
Yes.
concern. I need to know someone's... If Doc Brown ends up being a nasty boy, I will be shocked. Is he a nasty boy?
No, he's not a nasty boy.
Okay, cool.
He's
Now
just a
we're good.
kooky boy.
Alright, I can deal with that. No, like,
Yeah.
I'm ready. As the country bear said, let it ride.
You were holding that in, huh? You
Yeah,
wanted to do that at
absolutely.
least once.
Another
Absolutely.
Country Bears moment here.
Too many Country Bear references.
Not enough.
It's just episode 2, man.
Yeah, you could have held it on for...
Why would I
Actually, you could have held it in for like a while, and we would
For
all...
No, I
Never
want to
mind,
fit one in
never
every
mind.
episode.
Good luck with that.
And vetoed on that.
So
Yeah.
some actors, now that we've kind of gone over what you know about the movie,
Mm-hmm.
we have Michael J. Fox. Christopher Lloyd is Uncle Fester.
I know that. I know her.
Lee Thompson. And always, like, underrated Crispin Glover. You've seen him everywhere, but you probably don't realize it. And Thomas F. Wilson. You
Then-
recognize any of those names?
Leah Thompson. What else is she in?
Couldn't tell you.
All right.
I'm sure she's in a lot of stuff.
I'll Google it.
Was she in, like, Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Another
No.
film I haven't seen fully that I'm sure everyone's horny about.
I love that movie. That's a fun movie.
It is a fun movie.
It was always on Nickelodeon. Leah Thompson has a name that is familiar to me, therefore, I might know her, but Antonio's doing some... Our tech guy is over here doing some research.
So obviously from the Back to the Future films,
Obviously.
she had parts in the 1984 Red Dawn movie, Jaws 3D, Dennis the Menace, Little Rascals.
You'll recognize her face for sure when you see
Obviously from Jaws 3D. I mean, who didn't see that film?
her. I did not see that film, but I'm also scared of the ocean, so there's a reason why.
I haven't seen Jaws for that reason.
Have you seen Jaws?
When I was a child, but it's been so long, I don't even think that I know the plot at all, really.
I
Don't
love
worry,
Jaws.
listeners, it's on the list.
Oh, dang.
Oh, dag.
Shots fired.
Anything else, Antonio?
There are probably a couple of others that are pretty niche, but I think I got all the big ones.
All right. Well, I
Or
guess.
newer ones that I just honestly didn't know they were things.
All right. Any parting words to me before we watch this thing?
And don't fuck it up.
Oh, I might.
Wrong tip.
It's hard for me not to.
I know it's very hard for you, pal.
Biff is like somebody that you're gonna get to know throughout this entire
Biff?
trilogy. Yeah.
How'd you find out my Christian name?
Oh my goodness, is it?
Is Biff the
Let me-
hit? of
Let me
this
see
movie?
that birth certificate.
Is Biff the hit of this movie?
Yeah.
Biff is not the Hewitt of this movie.
I miss him.
You'll see.
All right. And with
But yeah,
that,
no, I think you're all set, pal.
all right. I'm excited.
Alrighty,
Let's do it.
Let's do this thing. Let's watch it. We'll be back in just a second.
Enter transition music.
Ready?
All right.
Okay. All right.
Solid.
All right,
everyone.
So I guess we're back now, and we're gonna start with Ketzel giving us a brief summary on what they learned of the plot line.
Okay. So
All right, okay.
All right, okay, all right.
Be confident.
So yeah, let me briefly summarize this as the person that was the loser that did not watch it. And this is to summarize for all you folks who have not seen it. Here you go. So you know what we're talking about. So we have Michael J. Fox as Marty McCool Guy, and he is a cool guy. He's got it all. He's got a girlfriend. He's got the fits. His family's kind of weird, but whatever. Whose family isn't? Am I right? And for some reason, he's still friends with his teacher. That was his teacher, right?
No.
Doc?
No. Funnily enough,
How does he know Doc?
We will explain that
I do
later.
have the answer to that, but continue
Okay,
with your
Mr.
summary.
Reese. Okay, so for some reason he's friends with this old guy, Christopher Lloyd, and he's Doc. And Doc's like, I have time travel. Here she is. And
I have a time travel.
I stole plutonium from the Libyans to power it, and so of course the Libyans come and go blah blah blah, and they shoot him. Spoiler alert. I think I can assume that if you're listening to this, spoiler alert. And so Marty escapes. He goes back in time. He finds the Doc again. He's like, I gotta go back because he doesn't have fuel. Shenanigans ensue. He meets his dad, who's a big old nerd. And his mom, who kind of starts to fall for him, which what we will talk about because yeesh, oofa doofa. And so he's got to make sure that he doesn't fuck things up too much, but he can't stop fucking things up. And so he has to make his parents fall in love, all while trying to get back to his current timeline. Long story short, it works in the end. And cool guy continues his life. Doc's cool. Everyone's cool. It's cool. It was good.
so
Was that a
Livy
good
was
summary?
cool.
Very butchered ending, but I mean, good job.
Yeah.
I mean,
For
just one
funsies.
question though. What did the Libyans go again?
Blah blah.
Bye, everybody.
Blah blah. I mean, we wanted a real quick summary because we'll go bit by bit now. But I mean, is that accurate? Do you guys want to add anything to that?
No, I think for me that was pretty spot on.
What was the moral of the story?
Don't fuck your mom. That's the fucking moral. If that's not the moral, it should be the moral of the story. Don't fucking fuck your mom.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
So yeah, so why? How does he know Doc? Answer me that. That is my question. We'll go into what I think about the film.
Sky told me earlier that she has the answer.
I have the answers.
I don't know this either.
So I went back in time in a DeLorean to find this out. So I looked at a couple facts from Back to the Future. I have a couple that are pretty cool. From mentalfloss.com. So shout out mentalfloss.com. But this is from the screenwriter was director Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. So this was Bob Gale's explanation. Let me pull up the receipts. Okay, so he shared the origin of Marty and Doc's friendship. He snuck into Doc's lab and was fascinated by all the cool stuff that was there. When Doc found him there, he was delighted to find that Marty thought he was cool and accepted him for who he was. Both of them were the black sheep in their respective environments. Doc gave Marty a part-time job to help with experiments, tend to the lab, tend to the dog, etc.
I feel like that wasn't explained at all.
Oh,
I was like,
there's
'cause-
that. Death
No,
of the
it wasn't
author
a-
No,
situation.
it was like background, like need to know info, like after the fact
the
kind
lore.
of stuff, though. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but
fun
that-
fact
yeah.
about people when it comes to Q: if it is not in the published material, it does not technically count to them.
I'm not having this argument.
Look, if it's not canonical, I don't believe it either. It has to be canon, even if I didn't read it.
Thank
there.
you.
But is the word
But
of
it's
the creator
the screenwriter.
canon?
And I will also say another fun fact about this movie is that they came up with this idea and it was rejected 40 times from multiple well-known
Because
movie
they were withholding
studios.
information.
That's a damn shame. And they said "damn" so many times, so I'll say that again. That's a damn shame. I can't
Because it's a
believe
great movie.
40 times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe
By
it.
multiple studios and sometimes studios twice. And a lot of studios would be like, oh, take it to Disney. And Disney was like, it's too raunchy for us.
It's
Obviously.
too sexy.
Obviously because of the...
You could
Almost
say it.
incest.
Yeah.
Almost. It was very blatant incest until they
Oh, well,
righted
yeah,
themselves.
she kissed him. But
Good lord.
Oh, we'll get to that in a bit, but okay. I was gonna say, I feel like that wasn't. I thought Doc was Marty's teacher because the principal or whatever the fuck the bald guy was like, oh, like that Doc is no good, So I figured like he was a teacher or something, and like he left because he's too kooky for the
No.
system.
that just sounds like an assumption from you.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
he
kind of like
definitely
he went into the movie with wrong ideas and came out with wrong ideas again.
Okay, well
he
they
was
obviously
totally
didn't
just
explain it,
a random.
so I had to assume.
Yeah, I mean,
What was that, Dahlia?
I feel like that's a pretty good connection to make as someone who hasn't seen the movie before, but like, yeah, like having seen it like many, many times now.
But there were no context clues about that.
Like he's just a random scientist guy in the town, like, and
I just gave you context clues. Those are my context clues.
that he seems like an educator, but he's no professor. He's
Yeah.
just a doctor. Dr. Emmett Brown. He's just a scientist in town, like crazy.
Honestly,
kooky
I don't
guy.
even know, based off of like how long he was crazy, I don't even think he's like, is he an accredited like scientist in any capacity, or is he just like
Look-
someone who just does experiments out in the boonies?
You might
Yeah,
be
I
right
think he's
because
just,
I
the
don't.
town.
Just a town crazy,
Yeah.
Where's your doctorate degree?
right?
I want to see it.
They just say they were
He's
doctor.
self-taught.
And yeah, like that's just who he is in town. And obviously he was there in the 50s when Strickland was still I don't know how he's still fucking principal, but he is. And he's like, "Oh, that crazy guy, he's been doing crazy stuff. You shouldn't hang around with him." Type of feels.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so
At
you
least-
can see why I got my context clues, and I was like, oh, teacher.
at least Marty went to school to get in trouble and be like, "I'm here though, aren't I?"
I showed up, didn't I?
That like whole opening scene is like him checking out his friend's house. "How are you doing? Oh shit, are you telling me that I'm late for school?" He goes to school riding on the back of a car. That was pretty fucking sick.
It's a
could
very
say
cool
so.
scene.
I would never
It's
do
very
it,
He's
cool.
but
very cool.
Marty McFly is cool. That's why everyone wants to be Marty McFly.
you are Marty. You have the outfit right now.
Yeah, I know.
Right now. I'm dressed as Jessica, Jennifer.
And her 9 lines.
That's
It's a J.
That's a.
I feel
Someone
like-
with a J name. That's Marty's girlfriend, just for context.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Right?
I just, she's such
Right?
a lowly character,
it's
but
Jennifer.
this is the outfit that I could, because I dressed up for this.
That's cute. I love that.
We
I
will.
tried.
Alright.
I'm saving this bad boy for a Halloween where we can go out.
So should I save whether I like this film for later or no? Do you want to know this now?
Let's save it for later.
Let's save it for later. I want to hear all your opinions
Ooh.
and then later.
Like, my next note is The Power of Love, which was playing in the opening. Great song.
Great
And
song.
throughout the whole film, great soundtrack.
Alan Silvestri.
I have another fun fact. So the judge, when
Come on, facts.
Marty is auditioning with his band, the judge that has the megaphone.
Yeah, megaphone.
Megaphone. I don't know why I said microphone because I have one in front of me. The megaphone is Huey Lewis.
Shut up!
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
look at you. Come on. Come on, IMDb trivia.
Thanks, mental floss.
This guy here with the facts, you guys.
Yeah, okay, so the whole beginning, Marty's he's just a cool guy. I was joking calling him a cool guy, but like he's really cool. The vibes 80s as shit. It was fabulous. It was a fabulous intro.
I loved it. And right at the beginning we just see he's just a normal kid living his life. And he has his cute little girlfriend, blah blah blah. He's walking through town and I kept a count of cock blocks and he tried to kiss her and then he tried to kiss her again when that lady was like, "Jingle jingle jingle, save the tower." And can he just kiss his girlfriend? And he did
No.
before she left. Like, she did, but like, wow, just the amount of cock blocks in this movie. I counted 4. I can't remember what the third one was. I'm pretty sure it was against his mom, which we'll talk about in a second, but I'm like, thank God.
I mean, as Antonio put it while we were watching this movie was like cock block, incest, grade Scott, cock block, incest. That's the movie.
Accurate.
Drinking game.
So is this around the time where we get introduced to Doc? Let me tell you, Doc made this movie for me.
I love Doc.
He truly did. He's the best. I mean, Marty's cool, but Doc was it, man.
So the whole time I was thinking, Christopher Lloyd, he did the voice of Rasputin in Anastasia.
Mm-hmm.
And that song, right? No. What's his name? Sang the song. Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, Jim Cummings.
Winnie the
Jim Cummings.
In the Dark of the Night by Winnie the Pooh. But yeah, Doc's great. Christopher Lloyd is just a great human.
And the rest of the cast, how hot were they?
I would give this like a 10 out of 10 hotness.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Chris. I was skeptical, but I'll give it to him.
Skeptical?
He was the only one. I was like, everybody else, 10 out of 10 hot. Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd especially.
I mean,
you guys don't get to see the look Dahlia gave me. Yeah, Marty's cute. I mean, definitely doesn't look like a high schooler, but nobody did back then.
he was 24 as we looked for facts.
During the movie, we were like, how old is he? During filming, he was 24 at the time.
Playing a 17-year-old.
But like, when do like actual teens ever play teenagers in any media? That's like true to this day.
That is
Yeah.
true. That is true. They're always like in their 20-somethings playing a teenager. I mean, look at the cast of Riverdale.
Ugh.
I was about to say Riverdale. They're all fathers of 4. Every single one of them
Disgusting.
playing teens. Disgusting.
But I mean, it was really cool seeing like, the younger actors playing their older counterparts. Like at the beginning, we see the parents, and like right at the beginning, we see that Biff and the dad are introduced, and the dad is getting beat the fuck up by Biff, and it was really like uncool. Like it's kind of sad to see your dad get beat up like that right in
Like-
front of you in your own home.
Verbally.
I mean, 2 things. 1, he was such a nerd that I kind of wanted to beat him up.
Tiny
there's
bit.
that.
Tiny bit. I'll second it.
You're like, why I oughta?
I mean, even after the whole, abuse by your boss thing, he was, like, sitting there just watching TV and laughing. And I was like, you know what? Maybe you deserve a good slap.
Maybe Biff was onto something.
Well,
In that timeline.
We do not condone bullies.
yeah.
We don't.
We're
but
just,
like,
people on a podcast that
Go
clown
ahead,
on each other.
justify it. Go ahead.
justify bullying. Okay, fine. Yeah, this is a no bullying zone. But like, you gotta see his dad though. Like, let's make an exception here. Make an exception.
No. But Biff is
and-
basically Trump, though, right?
Like,
Yeah.
yuck.
Nasty.
Yuck. I don't want to say his name. Just he who must not be named. What do you think Biff is short for?
Bifferton.
Is that true? Is that true?
I don't know.
No.
Oh my god.
Is it...
Like Clifford.
I thought it was, like, Griffin. Is
How
it
about-
Griffin?
Is it? That makes sense.
How about you look it up and let's find that out, because I don't even know. Like Biff is such a like a real big like bully name. They always got to have those classic ones. Like Blake is always a bad guy.
Chuck.
Chuck. Like there's always those guys. Always.
Oh, nope.
What are some bully names?
His name is actually just Biff
Antonio.
Tannen.
Oop.
I
Got
know
him.
an Antonio.
I do too.
But he has a great-grandfather named Buford, so he could be, like,
Biff Buford.
a Buford.
Buford.
Buford is the name of the bully in Phineas and Ferb.
Me neither.
I
Didn't watch it.
Yeah, I watched it. Sorry, everybody.
I watched some of it. Don't worry.
Okay, thank God.
No,
I'm
I want you
saved.
to go ahead with your public apology.
But Buford's also a bad guy name.
I prefer Bifferton, by the way.
Is that canon?
That's canon.
Is that as canon as all these product placements? Like, did you see all of the like brand names everywhere? Miller Lite, Bank of America, Pepsi.
Yo, I wanted a fucking Pepsi after
They
this.
made shoes.
Yeah, me too.
based
Weirdly
off
enough,
of
I
these
was like, man, a
movies by
Pepsi sounds
Nike.
so good.
Nike was known
Yeah.
100% like one of their biggest like propagandas used.
Well, yeah, because
Absolutely.
I
I
wanted to buy
wanted-
those shoes, but they were expensive.
Yeah. I wanted to be wearing Nikes in Bank of America outside of JCPenney with a Pepsi.
In a DeLorean.
In a DeLorean.
I have another fact about that.
And Pepsi free.
Oh my god.
Pepsi
To be specific.
free.
So the what's his name? John DeLorean wrote screenwriter Bob Gale thanking him for Back to the Future, and the note said, "Thank you for keeping my dream alive."
Aww.
I thought that was cute. Because it is a cool looking car.
Oh, 100%.
And now it's like super, like when you think of DeLorean, you think of Back to the Future. I have it tattooed on me.
She's right. I'm going to take a picture of that later. I'm going to put it on the Instagram.
I love this movie, so watch your mouth.
Watch it, on that buddy. If you guys could time travel in any mode of transportation, not a DeLorean, what would you travel in?
Oh, you're asking the wrong person. I don't even care about cars. A Mini Cooper.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say a lick about cars. I said mode of transportation.
Scooter.
I'm gonna go Mini Cooper.
Bitch, that was mine. Kick a Razor scooter.
I would say a Razor scooter or Heelys.
Aren't you worried though that you're not protecting yourself with like that hard body like
no, you wear like a spacesuit.
I don't think
On
that's
the-
gonna
hazmat.
protect you. That's
yeah.
not gonna protect
No.
you.
Yeah,
No, I'm gonna
I
have a
think
helmet on.
Like a
you're gonna have
helmet.
an elbow pads.
Yeah.
They're gonna be temporal, like protective elbow pads. They're gonna help me if I like.
Right. When you
Skid.
fall, yeah. When you skid, my knees are protected with my knee pads.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe it. I don't.
My cool leather jacket will protect me.
Exactly.
Oh
That.
my
Yeah. That
God.
too. See, we got this planned out. We're gonna go Back to the Future in our scooters.
All right. When you guys are like burning tread as you go forward and wherever you're going to, and then
88 miles
when you
per
come
hour.
back, when you come back and you crash into whatever the fuck you're crashing into, you're like fucking freezing cold. Remember, you come back freezing cold.
I'm wearing a leather jacket, Dahlia.
Yeah. And a scarf. We're protecting our neck.
Fuck you guys and your fucking.
Fuck your neck.
No.
Dahlia's so heated right now.
No, wherever me and Ketzel go, you're gonna just be at the other end being like, I told you. As we
My
come
arm's
in,
falling off.
tumbling, frozen.
I like the idea of you going on a scooter and then I just like grab your hand on Heelys and we make it through. I like that image.
You sure you don't want to just use a pogo stick?
Let me pogo stick my way into the future.
Okay, Antonio, you take the Heelys, I'll take the pogo stick. Dahlia, I'll see you on the other side.
Dahlia's just already there because
Okay,
she's smart.
Yeah, let's all meet up at Twin Pines Mall with your scooter, your Heelys,
And your pogo stick.
and your pogo stick, and my Mini Cooper, and we'll see who comes out the other
Not
side.
a Mini Cooper.
It's my favorite. I have to have some sort of outer shell. It needs to be like a car vehicle.
It needs to
Has
be
to be a Prius.
Hold on.
I need some sort of comfortable seat.
Hold on. I have a question about the pogo stick.
I also have a question.
How are you gonna go 88 miles per hour?
Yo.
Oh, I'm crying. Oh.
I mean, we're four minds. Let's figure this out. How will you get to... I almost said 800 miles per hour. That's not it.
Have you been drinking?
Actually, no, they haven't.
What?
Have you been drinking?
No.
800 miles an hour.
No, this is just me, regular stupid.
Free range, cage free. All
Organic
natural.
stupid.
Not from concentrate.
GMO free.
Yeah. I think you just have to push the person on the pogo stick real hard.
Well, okay, that brings
Maybe
me...
it's just a really, really strong spring, and it's like kind of like an arrow or a crossbow. You just like really wind it up and then fire.
Big bounce.
Well, that would be the same for the scooter and the Heelys too, because I was just like, how the fuck are you gonna go 80 miles per hour on a scooter?
I'm
You've
just
seen
gonna
me on those
wave to
bad
you in my
boys?
Mini.
Have you seen me on those bad boys?
I go 2 miles an hour.
I'm like the
I'm never not
motherfucking
80
Flash.
miles per hour.
Okay,
Catch
So-
me in Justice League.
that's how you guys would get to the future, Back to the Future, whatever. But how do you feel about that experiment, the way that it went inside of the mall parking lot? Like, you know,
You mean animal testing?
You guys are really fixated on the fact that it was a JCPenney parking lot. Me and Antonio are just like, yeah.
Did I say JCPenney?
For
Yeah,
context,
it was a JCPenney parking lot. I mean,
I
it was
didn't
a
say
very
JCPenney.
interesting.
No, you were like fixated on the mall parking lot. They were fixated. They were like, not
The
JCPenney's.
JCPenney.
no, so for
Pennies,
context, because
not
some of you have
pennies.
not
Could keep
Some
the
of you have
DeLorean
not
dream
seen
alive,
this
but not the
film.
JCPenney dream alive.
No.
But, like, how do you feel about, like, you know, your mode of transportation in the mall parking lot? Like, that's pretty fucking scary if you're, like, a 17-year-old boy waking up in the middle of the night. This guy's calling you, and he's like, you gotta meet me here. And then you see all this shit happen with his dog. He, like, zoots out into the future, and then he comes back, like, no fucking problem. Like, am I just supposed to be okay with that? Just because I'm friends with Doc Brown?
I mean, I guess if you talk about the canonical standpoint, he's probably used to that sort of weirdness.
Michael J. Fox plays also confused and concerned very well. So he was confused and concerned. But he also seems like a ride or die, so he was like, alright, I'm here for the vine. I'm here for the good time. This whole experimentation and going into the past happens in front of a JCPenney. I wanted to make sure we explain that because out of context that sounds so wild. It's all in front of a JCPenney. It's in a parking lot of a JCPenney.
Will the Libyans shoot him out in front of the JCPenney?
Not in front of the JCPenney.
Just a normal Saturday.
Oh, the Libyans are also in a Volkswagen bus. So, I mean, it's a very weird situation.
German engineering Libyans on American soil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
What did they crash into?
They crashed into a photo hut because in the before times, you had to get your photos, like, developed at a photo hut place.
And the photo hut was in the middle of the JCPenney's parking lot.
In the parking, yes. Mm-hmm. You would just drive up to it. They do wham bam, and then they give it to you like an hour later almost sometimes. That's the past, kids.
Huh.
Do you guys remember the Mervins?
I sure do.
Yeah.
I was like JCPenney's like younger sister.
Not in their parking lot. That wasn't going to happen.
This would never happen in front of the Mervins. God rest their soul.
But also, why did the Libyans come for Doc Brown? They came for him because he stole the plutonium.
Come for her. Yeah, they stole plutonium.
And they wanted him to make a bomb. And he was like, I gave them something false. Oh, yeah. Used paintball machine gun or machine parts. Some sort of bomb or something or another. And it didn't work. And so they came to blah, blah, them.
Blah, blah. Yeah, Doc does not give a single shit. I don't know how coked up this guy is, but he's the best. Honestly, like, I didn't have many expectations.
Dude, he hit his head, remember?
Yeah, but like...
Are you just gonna trick these Libyans and be like, oh, they just gave them some pinball parts and then I thought it was gonna be fine. I stole their plutonium. I don't care.
I feel like there's more to that.
He might have been coked up, but he might have just been mad all around. Hard to tell. It was the 80s.
Head trauma does a lot to people. Head trauma sometimes causes serial killers.
Do you think Doc
is a serial killer? No.
Oh.
He went the other way.
He went the other way.
Yeah.
It can go one of two ways. One of three ways. You could die from head trauma.
Oh, right.
That's the third way.
Okay, death, serial killer, or mad genius.
Mm-hmm.
Only three routes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's how they go back to the future, back to the past, I guess.
So Marty McFly goes back to the past. He meets his dad, who's very cute, still a nerd, but very cute. And then meets his mom, and I really wanna talk about that because he's so immediately like, "Oh my God, you're hot." I don't understand.
Wait,
how that is his first reaction
to his mother?
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Because I was like, why are you so fixated on how hot she is? But maybe it's because, like, I don't know, she looked like trash his entire life.
Yeah, and she was like a drunk. So he's probably shocked that she's like sober and young.
I mean, like, my dick would be so soft, though. Like, there's no way.
I don't think his dick was hard, dude.
I mean, I'm gonna say I feel like there was a little flex there. I kind of felt that. I was like, are you hard for your mom? I don't think he was, but he's like, he's just so in disbelief, like, you're hot. Like, what the fuck?
I think I'm more on Sky's side on this one, and I'm pretty sure, like, maybe, like, just, like, biological, just, like, reaction to first pretty thing. He thought she was attractive, but, like, after that, no.
Man.
No, after that, no. I don't think there was any sort of, like, once he knew that he met his dad and he met his mom, that...
No. when she's in that dress and the titties are out, he's looking at him. I saw his eyes, so he's still like,
Not, I don't think in that way though. Like he'd be
not
shocked.
in a way that like he was actually gonna do anything.
Because I'd be shocked. I'd be like, my mom doing this?
My
What the
mom's
fuck?
I'd be shocked if you came out there with the freaking booby dress.
At that point, yeah. At that point,
I
yeah.
have.
I know that there was like the initial shock for sure, and he's like, I can't believe you're my mom. Like, you're so pretty. And like, he's like, I don't believe it. Like, I think it really was a sense of shock. And that's where I felt like he had the tiniest boner for it. But immediately dashed away. He's like, where are my fucking pants? Why do you know the color of my underwear? This is disturbing.
Just a jolt. Just a little jolt.
I disagree.
I stand by my
also,
statement.
It's 2 against 2.
Yeah, I disagree. I just think it's shock. I don't think it.
I don't think at any point is there like an actual like
Not actual attraction.
There's no attraction or like
her in that way. So like that reaction.
His mental image of her.
Yeah.
maybe
Oh,
he
for
jumbled.
sure, no.
But and maybe
I
he's
say a little
judgy of
jolt.
it. Maybe he's like judging of it or like appraising of the situation. But I don't think there's like anything. It's not as deep as like you're reading into it. I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's in love with his mom. I'm saying his dick got a little jolt. That's it. That's all I was saying.
I don't even think it got.
I
went
don't
that
think
far.
it did either.
And then immediately got so soft when he's like, "Oh no, you're my mom."
No,
Holy
I don't
shit.
think.
I don't think
the
that
dick
was it
moved at
either.
all.
Tiny
I don't think
spike.
the dick moved.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
I would say tiniest spike ever and then gone. But mostly
Yes,
shock.
that's what I say.
But mostly
I
shock.
don't think. As someone with a dick, they don't just do tiny spikes.
As someone with a dick.
That's true. You know what? That's true.
It's like, that's my mom. Like, ooh,
No, it doesn't even do that. It just says, "That's my mom," and then it's just completely
soft.
the entire time.
Anyway, hot mom.
All right.
Hot mom is hot. Hot dad is hot, even though he's a fucking nerd and a pushover. A
Yeah,
doormat.
Crispin Glover, creepy thin man from Charlie's Angels, the like middle ones, not the original, not the remake, but like the middle ones. Creepy thin guy.
You know
He
what
was
I know
super
him
cute.
from? Besides this, obviously, is fucking, and I hate that I know this, is Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton one.
Who's
Who
he?
was he?
He's the he's like the right hand.
Oh,
Man of
Jack
Queen
of
of-
Knaves
Oh.
or Jack of Hearts? No,
Yes.
Knave of Hearts.
Something of hearts. He has like the eye patch that's like a heart.
He's the one who like is with the queen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh shit.
Right?
Also creepy.
He's so creepy. That's why in this I'm like,
I stand by what I said in the beginning is like Crispin Glover. You've probably seen him a million times, but you just don't know it. And you know, in Superstar, which I referenced in episode 1, I feel like that creepy character that's there is Crispin Glover. Like, it's not actually him, the actor, but they based his character off of his like creepy, weird vibes. I feel like that he's like this character is based off of him. You gotta see it. I know you haven't seen
I
it.
like Superstar.
You know that
Never
weird guy
seen
with
it.
the motorcycle? The weird guy with the motorcycle? That, like, hangs out with Molly Shannon's character, Mary Catherine Gallagher. Oh my god.
Somebody
been-
hasn't seen it.
I have seen it. It's been a long time.
Anyway, yeah, like, he's been, like, literally, like, almost in everything. And you just don't know it. He's very low-key.
He's very cute though. Creepy, skinny dude aside, he's very, very cute in this. Still want to beat him up though. I'm very sorry.
Still want to beat him up, though. I mean, I'm...
A little
no,
bit wish that car just hit him in the first place.
Do not condone bullying. And that's the reason why his mom fell in love with him in the first place, is because the car was supposed to hit the dad, but it hit Marty McFly instead. Because he was a fucking peeping Tom, disgusting boy. That's the only nasty boy part.
Yes, no nasty boys. I wasn't taken aback by any. The only thing I was taken aback by was how much cursing was in the film, which I didn't expect.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought it was like a family friendly film. I mean, I loved it, but like I was like, oh, okay.
Did you really
word.
though?
Yeah, did you though?
Are we gonna
We're
get
not
into
going to
this
go
now?
down that
No,
road.
you're the one that said it. You're the one that let that one sleep.
Oh, Lord. But after we meet the parents and stuff, like, mom falls in love with Marty, whatever, yeah, like he meets up with Doc later that night and he's just like, I fucking know you. And he's like, I don't care, I gotta work on my experiments. And then he's like, I'll tell you the story of how you got that thing on your head, because he has a bandage on his head. And he's like, I believe you now. And suddenly they're back at the DeLorean that was been hidden or whatever, and now they're trying to get Marty back to the future. And he had his camcorder with him that he recorded this whole like experiment scene in the parking lot, mall parking lot.
Please, the JCPenney.
Yes.
Please, in front of the JCPenney.
I've had 2 drinks. I can't talk. And then I still have no fucking idea how they hooked that shit up, but basically he got to watch himself 30 years in the future, like doing this experiment. He's like, I can't believe this fucking shit's happening. But they know the date that some big event's gonna happen, that they can produce this 1.21 gigawatts. I can't talk.
Well, you just got through it. 1.21 gigawatts.
Oh, I'm so sweaty.
What's a gigawatt?
That's a good summary.
That's what he said.
Yeah, the shenanigans ensue after that. It was fun. It was funny to watch him try to give his dad confidence. God, what a fucking nerd. His mom is just so horny for him. Biff is a real jackass. Those are basically the shenanigans. It was something.
And then we get to the point of the rhythmic ceremonial ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
A dance.
Yes.
To be clear, a dance.
It's everybody else a dance. That's what Doc Brown calls it. And in order to get Marty's dad to go and ask Lorraine to the dance, he goes to him in the middle of the night, puts headphones on him, blasts like some metal music, and then he says, my name is Darth Vader and I come from the planet Vulcan. And that was amazing. And at that point, we had this funny moment. I don't know if we want to talk about it, where Quetzal was like, I'll miss my favorite show, because that's what George said. He's like, I'll miss my favorite show. I can't ask her out. I'll miss my favorite show. Science fiction theater. And Quetzal.
Same.
We had this moment last week where you're like, I can't. I got to watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't possibly record. I gotta go watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But that's me. It's like, I can't go out on this date, on this dance. My soap's on.
And then
gotta watch my sport.
My first time I ever dragged you ever, which I will say here. It's my sports event.
I will cherish that moment.
Talia never makes fun of me.
Never. It's always me and Antonio.
I'm inebriated. That's why.
She's far more inebriated than
Blame it on the goose.
Blame it on the gin and juice.
Gin
actually,
and juice.
because it's Snoop Dogg's gin.
And it's delicious.
It's
Thank
delicious.
you, Snoop Dogg, for this meal we are about to eat.
I say that before every meal.
Cheers to Snoop.
Cheers to Snoop Dogg. I love Snoop Dogg.
But now we're at the dance. What happens at the dance?
Every 80s film must end with a dance.
Wait, I do have to point out my favorite part of the movie is when Biff is running after Marty and Marty makeshifts a skateboard. And it's a whole chase scene.
It's a recreation of like that first like opening scene where he's like riding around in the back of a truck using a skateboard and whatnot.
But Biff's trying to run him over, which is kind of crazy. They're trying to murder him. But
Murder.
I mean, go off, I guess.
In the 50s, it was okay.
Right? Well, yeah. I guess the 50s, you could do a lot.
I mean,
get away with a lot.
Oh my god. Cinematic
Cinnamon toast.
parallels. Cinnamon toast
Cinnamon
crunch.
toast crunch.
But yes, a dance.
But that was my favorite part of the movie. I just had to point that out. It's so good. I like how it ends.
What's that? Yeah.
With
What's
the cow
everyone's
shit.
favorite part?
So good.
Yeah.
What's everyone else's favorite part of the film?
Tones-on, you go first.
I'm racking my brain to think of one.
All right, Dahlia, what's yours?
All
right, Quetzal, what's yours?
Oh.
I love the chase scene and the Johnny Be Good scene at the dance, which we'll probably get to.
I was
in a
thinking
moment.
about
that
that.
was.
But I do love that part.
I know that is my favorite part because I also love Chuck Berry, which we'll talk about in a second. But that was my favorite part. I also like the part where Marty meets his grandparents because after he gets knocked out by the car, he's in Lorraine's room. Blah blah blah. They go down to dinner and be like nice to him or whatever because they hit him with the car. And then he meets all his uncles and aunts or whatever, and the baby Joey is in the fucking playpen, and he's like, "Hey kid, nice to meet you. You better get used to these bars." And I'm just like, fuck. Like, oh, we never take him out of there, I think is what the mom said. So he cries every time we take him out, so we just leave him in there. And I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, I probably like the dancing. That was good. That is the one I feel like I remember being parodied in something or another. So I was like, yes, familiarity.
Yeah, the extended solo parody.
Yeah, he was just really feeling himself.
I love that. That whole scene was really good. And that's after he gets kissed by his mom in the car, which is totally yucky. She says, "It's like I kissed my brother," which is good. Everybody was happy about that response. Everybody was just fine.
I really love that Doc the whole time, every time, like, he's talking about the mom. He's just like,
repulsed.
Same. And yeah, then we have another act of violence against women.
Yep.
These
2
films,
out of 2 now.
2 out of 2. I'm gonna keep a tab because we were just saying, it's like, I feel like this is a common thing. Here we are. But my boy George Mick, I almost said McFly. Wait.
Yep. No, you're right.
You dumbass. You had it right.
Just even go, wait.
Let me breathe for a second.
George came through. And helped her out. So,
it was.
And that was
epic.
really cool.
He punched the fuck out of Biff. He's like, "You get your damn hands off of her," and he just like, you saw his whole ass hand turn into a fucking fist, and he was like, "Bam!" right into the fucking car. And then she fell in love. She's like, "My hero." Thank God. Because we didn't want to see any more.
Thank God.
Thank fucking God. And this led to, like, them trying to get him back into the, like, future. And this was, like, perhaps my only critique was that scene of them... Oh. Sky gave me such a look of, like, go on. What is a critique?
No. I can't hear you.
Because you can't keep your mouth next to your phone.
You're like, this way, that way.
You're like,
I keep moving because I'm like, I'm being too loud. I'm like,
I'm going to strap your, like, head to your phone.
I was saying that my only critique of the film was probably that end scene where they're trying to get the DeLorean to work, and he's trying to, like, put the plugs together. Went on for so long.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's supposed to be exciting, but it went on for a really long time.
I wrote that down. Yeah. Like
an uncomfortable amount of time
so,
of, like,
like,
just things just going wrong.
After the dance, like, if they fall in love, whatever, like, Marty comes back to Doc Brown, who is waiting at the clock tower because that's where the lightning is going to strike. That's where they get the 1.21 gigawatts to, like, zoot the DeLorean back into 1985. And yeah, it did take a fucking long time. My most memorable, like, part, though, and what I've seen parodied, like, in Family Guy, like, so clearly remember this, is like, "Doc, I have to tell you about the future." And then, like, they say something stupid in Family Guy, but I'm like, that's iconic. And it did drag on for such a long time. Are they going to make it? Are they not going to make it? I don't know. Is it going to go off? We're going to miss it? There's a tree branch. Like, I'm fucking falling off of this clock tower. It's attached to my pant cuff.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The suspense was, hyperbolic.
But was
also,
it worth
Family
it?
Guy, I haven't heard that name in years.
Problematic.
Terrible. That is where I remember the biggest parody of this film, though, was Family Guy. That's what I was thinking of earlier.
It's a terrible guilty pleasure.
It's been years.
You still watch it?
It's been
No,
years.
I don't watch it, like, recently or anything, but, like, when it was around, I would, like, just put it on because it was just stupid. And it's a terrible
me
guilty
too, but
pleasure.
I was a terrible person back then, so.
I still am.
I was a... Well. But, yeah, then everything's fine. Any other reactions before I get to what I think of the movie?
Yeah, I had a question. I think you kind of, like, answered that ish. I had a question. Did you hate that Marty couldn't say what he wanted to say to Doc? Because, like, obviously, like, the clock tower was going off. He couldn't be like, "I have to tell you about the future." Like, Doc had ripped up the note that, or the letter that he wrote to him earlier in the movie, where he's like, here's the future, and he just tears it up in front of his face. He's like, I don't want to fuck up the future by reading this letter. Like, I can't, self-fulfilling prophecy, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just can't know. But he saved the letter anyway, which is fine. But I don't know. Did you hate that? You're like, I wish he would say something, because you know what's going to happen in the future is he's going to get shot.
No, I thought it was funny, honestly, because I kind of figured from what I knew of the movies that he would still be all right.
Obviously,
so
because
I figured it'd find a way to
at this
work
point we
itself
know
out.
there's sequels. So
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, yeah, when we know there are sequels, we obviously knew that like the super suspenseful like clock tower scene or town hall scene, it's just kind of like null because we already know, hey, there's a Back to the Future 2 and 3. So obviously he makes it back. So
I have to say something because I'm sitting here and y'all are like, it went on for too long, blah, blah, blah. Every single time.
There we go.
Shut up. Every single time I watch this movie, I'm always like, oh my God, are they going to make it? And I do the same with a lot of movies I rewatch, like Infinity War. Every single time I watch that movie, I'm like, are they going to get the glove off of Thanos and blah, 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 blah. And like, I know damn well how the movie ends, but it's still so exciting.
You got to live in the suspense.
Yeah, like it's just so exciting. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think it was terribly long, but it was like, having seen it so many times, yes. But
I love this.
You gotta live. Yeah, you gotta live in the moment. When that branch was there, I was just like, fuck.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. Oh no.
It just like, I feel like it was one thing for it to like, oh, it like the plugs went away from each other, and he finally gets there, but then they're too far, and then on top of that, then he had the branch thing. So I was like, that branch thing could have been eliminated, but I can respect the suspense of it. I maintain that it went on too long.
No, and that's fine. That's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion.
Except when it's wrong.
Except when it's wrong. but I love it, so I don't mind it.
Yeah. But I like that ending-ish, because then basically, yes, he does make it to the future. He's back in 1985. How do you guys feel about the future that he's in now? Because obviously things happened, just not the way that they happened before.
Right. So there's like that blatant like disregard for the normal respect to like keeping everything intact and everything. And he's now in the future, but miraculously, instead of like some like weird moral trope where like, oh, you changed stuff and now it's worse here, it's actually better for him. And so I'm like, you know what, this just kind of gets rid of that whole ethics argument as to like whether you're supposed to keep the future the same way it's supposed to be or anything like that. If you can go back and change things, you might as well just go ahead and do it and try to get it for the better. Whether you're going to know it's going to turn out better or not is a completely thing altogether.
Well,
interesting.
It's not something he did on purpose though. Because remember how
originally
he was like, oh, he's never stood up to Biff before, and
exactly.
Doc was like, never. And he's like, oh, whatever. It's
too late. Go home. It's too late. We can't go back and fix that one.
Like, well.
And then, you know, I mean, obviously that was already just like going to be screwed up anyways, because the original storyline was that like mom's dad hits dad with a car.
Yeah, he fucked
it up. That was never going to.
Regardless.
It was already done.
Yeah.
The deed was done. And so now, you know, it's kind of cool that they just completely ignored that whole general like rule where you try to keep everything the same space and time wise.
Yeah. I mean,
I would
go ahead.
Go ahead, Dahlia.
Oh,
no, you go ahead.
Just like, is it fucked up because we like Marty so much that we want things to be better for him? Or is that like question of like morality, like, well, you shouldn't have changed things in the first place. Like everything has to go back the way it is. Like I kind of am rooting for him. So I'm not mad at the way that the new future turned out. I mean, he's got like hot parents now. His brother and sister's successful. And he's got that fucking truck that he wanted right at the beginning of the movie.
I like it. I mean, honestly, I like that. That's how that ended up for him. You know?
Ketzel, what's your hot take?
And it was written well, you know? It happened that way.
Yeah.
It wasn't sloppy.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my hot take was, I'm like, but does he even know them anymore? They're all completely different people now.
That's true. That's
true.
Fair. But first impressions so far, mom and dad love each other. They're both successful. Brother brother isn't trying to get on the bus to get to work, where it looks like he works and makes like, I don't know,
like fast food or something.
Fast food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the sister's dressed in a suit or a pantsuit too.
No, and she had boyfriends calling her.
Yep.
Is that what she was talking about in the beginning? It was like, how am I supposed to meet a boy?
Okay, now we're at the end of the movie. Okay, future is a little different. They ride off into the sunset, kind of, with Doc Brown, who comes back from 30 years in the future. I think that's 2015, and he's like, "Your kids, Marty, your kids," and he takes Jennifer. Thank you.
Such a good Doc impersonation.
That's a really good Doc impression, Dahlia.
Thanks. And then he
give me another taste of that.
No. You get it once, and maybe it'll come back in the next episode. But yeah, like, he takes them off into the future, and he's like, something's wrong with your kids, and then that's how the movie ends. And,
Perfect setup.
Yeah, like, that's going on to the sequel, and I can't remember the sequel exactly right now, but I'll probably watch it this weekend, because
Me too. Me too. I gotta watch it.
I have to watch the trilogy. If I watch one, I gotta watch them all.
Are the sequels good? Now that I know more, like, are they worth watching?
Yeah.
Second one's all right.
We can
Third
all
one's
watch it in season 2 of the podcast.
I have all of them now because I don't think the other two are on any streaming services, but I do.
They weren't
own.
on Amazon for immediately after or anything?
Yeah,
I
at
don't
least
think
the
so.
second one was.
Oh, the second one was?
I think
I
so,
only
yeah.
saw the first one when I was looking, so. But good to know.
But what's your hot take? I feel like Ketzel's got a couple of things to say.
No,
don't.
to answer your question, though,
Oh,
you should watch all of them.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good movies.
do it.
They're classics.
All 3 of them are
Alright.
on there.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Beautiful. And I feel like whatever I say, you're not going to believe me.
That's
because
fair.
I already shot myself in the foot.
Go ahead. Go off.
No, because I liked it, but I feel I'm gonna say I like it, and you're like, no, you don't. You don't like it. You've never loved me.
But did you really?
I did like it. I did. Because my expectations were none versus when I watched Beetlejuice, my expectations, this is a family film, but like in a very different way. This just had more cursing in it, which is like, oh, cool, fine. But everything else, like, Doc was amazing. Marty was indeed fly. It was good. Would I recommend people watch this? Yeah, sure. My only thing is, it's an 80s film. Like, I feel like also, could you go your whole life without watching this and live? Yes. If 80s movies aren't your thing, if 80s movies aren't your thing, then you're not gonna love it. So, like, I lived knowing the references this far, and it was alright. I feel like not watching Star Wars, for example, was like a bigger thing. For me.
Hold on.
For
I
me.
just have to clarify because you said you liked it, but then you just now said it's all right.
I'm saying for people who are not into 80s movies.
Mm.
If you're not into 80s movies, obviously, you can live your life without watching it. I really enjoyed it. Because once again, my expectations were not as fully whack, going in.
But I feel like I think disregarding like the whole, if it's an 80s movie or not, I think it's a movie people should watch. It's the same with people that say like, oh, you should watch The Godfather at least once in your life.
Oh, we're
But
gonna
if
do
you
the
don't like
Godfather
gangster
eventually.
movies, you shouldn't watch this movie. But a lot of people say that you should at least watch it once, regardless of if you like them or not.
That being said, none of us were excited at the idea of watching The Godfather.
Because it's fucking long as shit.
Which was on our top 5 list, but we've since removed
Was
at a
not
later
a
time.
movie.
It's a long-ass movie.
But it's one of those that people have just gotta have somebody else watch. But I get it. I mean, Antoine's not excited about watching older films most of the time, but I mean, for somebody who maybe doesn't like 80s films, I think it's like delightfully surprising. Just because it's
Yeah.
not entirely
Yeah,
80s
100%.
I
either.
think for an 80s movie, it's palatable for everybody.
Yes, I fully agree.
So I
It's not,
disagree
like,
with what you're
wildly
saying
kooky.
is that if you do like 80s movies, or if you don't like 80s movies, you should
I
watch
think the
it.
question is more, do you think it's quintessential? Do you think everyone should watch this movie at least once?
For sure. First of all, I didn't say, like, don't watch it. I said you can live your life knowing the references.
So
and
it's
making it
not
better.
I
quintessential.
disagree. I think you should at least watch it once. I'm just disagreeing with you.
That being said, I fully enjoyed it. So if my word means anything,
No,
So-
I'll take it.
We definitely
But if
recommend
you
the
come
movie,
back to
but we
me, if you come back to me and you're like, guys, I gotta tell you
guys, I
something.
hated it.
guys, I didn't
No,
really
it
like
was
it that
funny.
Guys, I gotta tell you something.
It was funny. And let me tell you something. I think Beetlejuice as a character was funny.
You don't think he was funny?
No, I was taken aback. Maybe I need to rewatch it.
I love how the lies keep coming and coming.
It was just shocking,
No.
I think.
It was shocking because I was
Because
like,
you had an expectation,
oh.
but here I don't think you really had one besides what you've already
No.
seen. And sometimes in that case, just like with The Godfather,
much. Were you expecting like a different villain other than Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice?
Not being the villain.
I didn't think he'd be the villain
At all? Aha.
at all. I thought he was the paternal figure of the family.
we have those receipts. They will be released episode 50 or whatever.
Catch us episode 50.
We have the receipts for some special milestone for us in the future to continue this Beetlejuice conversation.
The 50th episode, we already said we're gonna watch Sinister 2.
I'm already. I'm preemptively sick for that episode.
No, you're
and
not.
a couple of
We're
other
watching
episodes we've talked to.
Sinister 2. We're
I've
watching
died.
Sinister 2.
I must start a fight during episode 49, so I don't have to be there.
Bro, first off, I don't even know why you're fighting me on this, because either way, you get to look at James Ransone.
Jam Ramcom,
Ransone.
Jam Ramcom.
Jam Ramcom.
as I know him, because I
Jam Romcom.
I'm a late adapter of Jam Ramcom as our Lord and Savior, lover, everything
Lover.
Our
in
lover.
every single aspect, in every single outfit. But it really got me in that I forget even what that movie was with the cowboy.
We're watching
Ooh.
that movie.
Oh,
In a Valley of
We don't
Violence.
even have to watch it
in
for
the-
the podcast. We're just gonna watch it as friends.
okay.
For listeners
As-
that's in the Valley of Violence, go watch it. It's fantastic. James Branson looks great in it. I hope we're saying his name correctly. We've been saying it wrong this whole time.
What? I didn't hear the last sentence you just said.
It's like we said, you
That-
don't know how to talk into a phone.
That I hope we're saying his name correctly because we've been saying it wrong this whole time.
James Ransone? Isn't it Ransone?
I thought it was James
Ranson?
Ranson.
Ranson? Isn't it?
I'm gonna opt out of answering.
Anyway, you can look that up.
James, if you could just correct us, that would be fantastic.
Correct this in person.
Here's my number.
You can look that up, and let me finish my last thought with, with The Godfather and Back to the Future. You've seen the references way too many times that you don't even need to watch the movie anymore because you know that that's what happens in the movie, so it doesn't even matter if you watch it because you already know. Like,
False. I do not know what The Godfather is about.
you know, it's like.
But I know
let
some
me-
of the
let
like
me
I
make
know
you
some
an
of the like the
offer.
tropes that they definitely pull out, like the
Yeah.
horse in the head or the
Yeah.
horse in the bed.
Horse in the
head in the
bed.
bed.
And then let me make you an
I don't
offer
know
that you
what that
can't
is.
refuse.
You know,
The day of
stuff
my
like that.
I know
daughter's
that.
wedding.
I know that. The daughter's wedding, I do know.
See, like,
See, there are certain things that you just know about the movie that you just know
From
that they're
Zootopia,
super-
yes.
That was just about to
oh
say
my fucking god.
the mice.
Yes, he says I did learn
Ah.
that from Zootopia.
I see we've hit the Zootopia
A
and furry
Zootopia.
tangent.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Actually, you know what? Funny that you said that is because you two were like, oh yeah, that tiger in that sweater. He could really take care of
Hey,
me.
someone had
Oh
said
my
that as like a
God.
meme on the internet when it first came out. Everyone
Yeah,
was
and
like
you
that
two
tiger.
were both like, yeah.
Specify you two so Dolly doesn't get
Oh
dragged
yeah, I'm
into
sorry. I'm
this.
so sorry,
Yeah,
Dahlia.
no,
Ketzel
no,
and
I'm-
Antonio.
Appalled already over here. I'm just like, tiger in a sweater, Jesus Christ. When did you ever stop to watch that? That was literally like at the beginning where like, nobody cares.
No,
wasn't
no,
this in the
someone
middle
of the movie?
I think it's in the middle,
Isn't
but
that, like, the
someone
mom, the
definitely
bunny?
like they posted. Someone
No,
else
no,
caught
no.
this.
That's like she pulls the kid closer because the movie's about racism. Classism,
No,
right?
I know
Isn't
that.
what it's about?
classism.
I thought that was
All of
early
it.
in the movie with Judy.
No, it's about racism
Hop's
too.
Yeah,
parents.
Yeah.
but no, that's just like a random bunny on the subway. She pulls her kid.
Damn,
closer.
y'all, what the fuck?
It was circulating the internet.
Y'all,
Someone had
what the-
screen
Look,
capped
look,
it,
look, look.
and
I
then
wasn't
Well,
in
which
that
doesn't-
circle. You guys are in some weirder circles that I'm not a
No,
part
okay.
of.
Okay.
You're not in
No,
lots
no,
of
no, no,
circles.
no,
That's
no.
why we're in a podcast about like popular movies no one's ever seen.
Look, I'm in some circles, but I'm not in furry circles. No offense to
first of all-
furries. You can do
Oh
what you
my-
want.
okay,
We're not gonna
first of
like
all,
kink shame you.
That wasn't even like a furry circle thing. It was just making the internet rounds.
First of all,
I do not know what you're saying, Ketzel. I'm so sorry.
Dolly. First of all, don't tell me it doesn't look like
I
that tiger would treat you right.
Shut up.
This is the exact photo that was making the internet.
He don't look like he treat you right.
Y'all need God.
Isn't that what I just said in a different way?
That y'all need Jesus.
Also, you guys never had a crush like on fucking like Robin Hood like growing up? The fox? You guys never had a crush on like these figures?
That's not
on
that's
these
not your
figures.
Isn't that one of your favorite characters?
That's one of my favorite movies.
Oh,
But
so
did you
he's
li-
not
did
one
you
of your
have a
favorite
crush on him?
characters.
I do like him as a character.
Sky, you've never had a crush on an animal?
I'm not on the call.
Oh my god.
Fuck you guys. Get out of my house.
Dahlia said enough.
I was waiting.
We're all fighting about if you guys are furries or not. And Dahlia's
We're
like,
not.
what the fuck?
I'm a
What
lead.
character are you talking about?
We're talking about Robin Hood.
I'm talking about Robin Hood.
Oh. Ooh.
See? See? I'm not saying animal. I'm not fucking saying anything about animals. I'm saying Robin Hood. He's the exception. You are
The only exception.
I like her like you
Do not sing
are.
anymore. We don't want to be flagged for copyrights.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it was
You-
just
It's okay.
Is.
It's
You
so
is-
altered coming out of that voice that it wouldn't have mattered.
Do you want to know something that I found out though? Because I don't listen to like a lot of new music, but I listen to like a lot of old music, and I've been on this like Spotify like 40s and 50s old country playlist, and Roger Miller's on there, and I like Roger Miller, who is also the voice of the rooster in Robin Hood 1973. I think.
Nice. Love that song.
And when I heard him
Love that
singing a
motherfucker.
song, I was just like, "What the fuck is the rooster?"
What's the
Aw.
rooster? What's the rooster, guys?
Turn my shit up.
He's the
Was it during the
oodalali.
Super Bowl? Were you and I somewhere where the Super Bowl was playing and like it was a T-Mobile commercial, but the frickin' Robin Hood whistle came on?
Yes, it
And we
absolutely
both
was.
stopped talking
We were
and
at that
looked.
Super Bowl party with our other friend.
Ah,
Can I just say, for any furries that are listening to this, I fully respect your lifestyle and don't mean to knock you on it. Just 100% respect everyone.
I
I just
acknowledge
wanted
your
to put
lane.
that out
I will
there.
stay out of it.
Yeah. I'm fully in my lane, you're in your lane.
In the clubs I have frequented here in this very great city of Philadelphia, furries are pretty chill. We'll say.
I knew some in high school.
I know too.
I never
Blocked,
I
reported.
never got it, but wow. Oh, I think I just got your joke. I'm inebriated. Inebriated.
I'm glad we got that discussion out of the way, guys.
And into the world.
Copyright.
I didn't say it.
And also, don't fucking
We
start
can
me
sing
because
it,
Frozen
can't we?
2 is like the best film.
Frozen 2 is Dahlia's Sinister.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Only
care.
it's actually good.
But also was really fucking good. Don't say that it's
The
not
Country
fucking
Bears is good.
That's like saying Sinister 2 is good.
Sinister 2 is good.
Don't put them in the same breath.
They are. You know what, dude?
They're not
You
just
should
in the same
embrace
breath.
It.
They
They
like
are in
hold
the
hands.
same. They do hold hands.
Oh, Lord.
They call each other every week. They FaceTime every week.
And they
You know,
both
some
hate feast.
some names go together like
they
Jack and
both
Jill.
hate
Other names go
feast.
together like Sinister 2 and Country Bears.
You almost
We
forgot
can't
the
talk
title.
about this. We can't keep getting away with this. We
Okay.
can't talk about this every episode.
Nope.
Sorry, Dolly.
Let's go back to our end of the pod cues. Now that we've gone over our immediate reactions and stuff, we already said hotcast. 10 out of 10. What are you guys' feelings on that scale?
Absolutely.
10 out of 10.
1.21 out of 1.21 gigawatts.
Wow.
Ketzel.
Yeah, absolutely. Christopher Lloyd included.
Christopher Lloyd included. I will agree.
Wasn't he also in Clue?
Yes.
I watched that with you for the first time, and that is a wonderful movie.
Christopher Lloyd.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Clue?
This is why I started this podcast.
Clue is such a good movie.
This moment right here.
So fun.
This moment is why we started this podcast.
Exactly. And I am going to be a loser frequently. I'm not ashamed. I'm here to learn.
You're a TV person.
And I'm a TV person.
Our lovely host, everyone, Dolly.
I think also we went over the soundtrack and score. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Nobody
absolutely.
fight me on that.
Oh, also, the composer of the score of this movie did the Avengers. All the Avengers movies.
Really?
Yes. Alan
Silvestri.
Thank you. He did the Avengers movie. I'm sure he did other popular
He's
movies too, but the most
these
notable
are the ones that we care about.
are
He's
the
a big
Avengers.
name,
Come
probably.
on, mental floss.
No, that wasn't mental
That
floss.
was
That
her
was
brain.
me being a nerd.
That was Sky's mental floss.
And then we had a costume design. Great
Fuck
fits.
yes.
Great fits throughout this whole fucking shit. I think at the end we saw that who was it? Deborah Scott, I think was the name.
I mean, Marty's outfit.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
So good. It's like, yeah, absolutely. And the fits, all the fits were great. Like,
Yeah.
even on a Doc, like, Doc's shirts were great. Like, all the pants great. Every fit was popping.
I don't know where they pulled all of Marty's 50s outfits from, but I love them all.
Mhm.
Like he fit in so well and like in all of those scenes, and like everything felt so in place, especially when they went like back in time when they were in the 80s. I'm like, it was just so right. So great. Great set dressing also, because I feel they used like literally the exact same place, like the clock tower, the whole area. The same thing, they just dressed it up for the 55 and 85. And I think that they did such a great job with that. It really transformed the whole story. I don't know if we had any memorable quotes or scenes. I think we discussed our favorite scenes already.
Yeah, I got a quote I wrote down. Let me see. If my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
I love
So
that
good.
quote.
It's a
I
fantastic
love Doc. I love Doc.
I love that. I think mine was in the Chuck Berry scene when he took over for Marvin Berry as the guitar player, and then he went off on that solo you guys were talking about, and then he's just like, yeah, you guys might not be ready for that, but your kids are gonna love it. And I'm just like, fucking A. I love that.
Yeah.
You guys have any?
That's one of my favorite ones. Like your kids are gonna love it. Also the first scene where he like blows the amp and he's like, whoa, rock and roll. I love it. I love
When he's about to play Wonderwall for everyone.
Yep. So anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Antonio, do you have any?
I think the leaving
Fave.
quote is really cool. Where we're going, we don't need roads. I think that's a really cool way into leading out of the movie and like
Into the second
going
one.
directly into a sequel.
That's the name of my 80s playlist. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Antonio always coming with like the deep quotes.
I know. I can't believe you and your meaningful quotes. You're gonna
I'm
top
like,
everybody every
shit.
time.
Well, the serious shit one was also one that I
That
was
was a good
I
one.
was, I was like,
It's
I'm
a
gonna
good
keep
one.
that in
Great.
mind.
And to be clear once again, is this movie worth watching? Yes. Out of the 80s films, you're right. It is the most palpatine. Palpable.
Palatable.
It definitely is. It's not like kooky. I mean, it's kooky, but it's not like dated. Like it felt fresh.
And that's
You know what I mean?
yeah, and like a lot of like, because obviously I've been researching into this movie, a lot of facts and stuff, but a lot of the times people are like, it is a dated movie because obviously it takes place in 1955 and 1985, but it doesn't feel like dated. Like it just feels
Yeah.
good. So
I agree.
it's
Worth
a great
it.
movie.
Is it worth the hype though?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I would recommend this movie to any fucking you walk by. Yeah, you should watch Back to the Future. Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law was asking if we were doing it. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be episode 2.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm happy to have seen it. I was so excited about it, and honestly, like, it lived up to it. It was funny. Everything, yeah, it was great. I promise we won't always be like, yes, watch this film. I'm sure there's going to be times where we're like, no, don't waste your time.
Pass by.
Yeah,
Pass by.
go ahead.
I have
let's
a
go.
feeling there's going to be a movie that I'm going to be like,
Hot
Nah.
take.
nah, dog.
Yeah, nah, dog.
Which
But
one?
for this one, great.
I'm not going to say.
No, that's a secret.
I ain't going to say. That's a secret.
That's a secret. I'll never.
Got
You know you love me.
secret. Can you keep it? Don't say anymore.
You should have kept your secret. It's just gonna tinge this whole podcast.
Dude, I'm pretty sure we're going to bring up the Beetlejuice thing like every single episode.
You
At
guys
least-
are going to mention it in my fucking eulogy.
Absolutely.
With
This
Kevin
bitch
Bacon
lied-
leaping video
Lied to the end.
in the background.
Yep.
Yeah. You won't believe this motherfucker.
Can you believe this motherfucker lied to me?
And that concludes episode 2 of Sit Down Loser. We're watching a movie. We'll see you next time.
Bye, losers.